Welcome to the link this evening or this Wednesday. And it's always something that keeps us awake to make sure that we bring you things that you can use, information you can use in your business or decisions to create change or to move into something else in business. And tonight we are discussing coffee. Definitely the coffee is not new, and the government has a target in its mind of 4 million bags per year. That's the target. We are not yet there. However, ahead of that kind of target, government brought in an amendment to the Coffee Act. And there's a new law now before the president, and the expectation is that he will sign it. However, for you to know what's coming to you, those already in coffee, but most likely those who are considering entering the coffee sector, we have Mr. Joseph Nkandu from New Cafe today to discuss with us the new things that should concern you in the new law. Mr. Nkandu, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Samuel.
What new things Thank you. What new things does the 2021 Coffee Act introduce for the coffee sector?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, what is more new in the National Coffee Act 2018 is an issue of traceability. As we very well know, the marketplace today calls for traceability of any product, and more so an agricultural product in any agricultural value chain.
Okay.
Therefore, this new law ushers in a new trend in the global marketplace of trying to find out where the product comes from, how it is produced, and under what environmental circumstances is it produced. And therefore, this new law provides for that. And it is important that we take it on, because it will help us to further position, Uganda's coffee industry in the marketplace.
Traceability, somebody wonders, so what does it have to do with me? Can we break it down? If the traceability, what are the specific things that the law has brought in force that are going to affect the coffee farmer and everybody else?
Yeah, now when we talk about traceability, it means that farmers have to be registered, okay? And, farms, later on, when we go into details, you'll find that there is a need to have the coordinates of those farms, or a specific area may be registered with its, coordinates. This also will go a long way in complementing a specific law on geographical indications, which law is already in place. It was enacted way back in 2013. So we have been also having a geographical indications law in place, and it had never been, implemented. We started on its implementation, but now the coffee industry's new law comes, in force. Again, what I see in my own perspective, that it is going to complement the geographical indications law. And geographical indication means that, any product coming from a specific geographical location with some unique attributes will be registered, and that there is not any other country, not any other person that can claim that that product is coming from any other place other than that actual geographical location on this planet. For example, we can talk about Renzori geographical indication for coffee. We can talk about, Bugisu geographical indication for coffee. We can talk about Okoro geographical indication for coffee. So what I see quickly that this new National Coffee Act is really coming into force also to complement the already existing Geographical Indications Act 2013, which has been, in place, but without quickly implementing it. And we are the first one, by the way, as New Cafe, to start on the process of, more or less, working alongside the Uganda Registration Services Bureau and with the support of European Union and working hand in hand with CIRAD, which is a French research organization, to ensure that we have the first ever Uganda's geographical indication, call it GI, for coffee from the Renzori side.
Okay, Mr. Nkandu, then you have spoken about farmers being registered. Who else is going to be, who else must be registered in the coffee value chain?
Thank you very much. This will be just a matter of emphasis because many others, have always been registered. For example, if we talk about all coffee exporters in this country, have always been registered. But it would be good that when farmers get registered and that when they are working along exporting specialty coffee, which requires more of, registered places where the coffee is produced from, and you get, even premiums for that, then it means that anybody that has connection to do with that coffee coming from a specific geographical location and you want to have a story behind that coffee, then it has to be registered. Any intermediary that is interested in being part of that. But I want to say that the opportunity this presents is that when farmers are organized into associations or cooperatives, it becomes much easier and it puts again the farmers to another level in a way that they are able to participate, backed up with a law that requires registration, of farmers and their farm organizations, such that farmers themselves, through their own organizations, go directly to the marketplace.
Okay, Mr. Nkandu. The law also proposes certain penalties. So, who is affected and how?
I think we tried our best to ensure that such impunitive and draconian, kind of clauses are removed, from the law. So I wouldn't expect it to find the final law to be having such a draconian, clauses in there. And that should be the reason why, it's one of the reasons why His Excellency the President had returned, some of these, had returned the law back to Parliament to ensure that such a clauses are removed. So I wouldn't expect, I have not yet looked at the final, version, but because these were, the concerns of the President, they were also our own concerns, before, so I shouldn't expect, the final law to have such a clauses in there. So otherwise, the farmer would be affected, and indeed, the country itself would be affected because it would jeopardize. It would jeopardize the kind of motivation that farmers had been picked in terms of trying to produce the 20 million bags that we set ourselves as a country's shared vision.
Finally, Mr. Nkandu, so now I have listened to you. I know there is a law coming, and I want to enter the coffee sector in 1.5 minutes. What should I expect? What's expected of me in a nutshell?
No, what is expected of you, first, you need to technically find information, find advisory in order to ensure that you are able to do the right thing for your own, advantage, for your own good. So I would expect anybody trying to venture into coffee, whether coffee production, is to look for relevant and, advisory, services to ensure that you do the right thing for your own good. And, technical people are available. We are available, both in the government, but also to speak authoritatively, for New Cafe. New Cafe is here. New Cafe is coffee farmers, and therefore we are here to provide the much needed, technical, scientific, and otherwise in terms of extension services, and also in terms of farmers operating in the marketplace.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nkandu. Our time doesn't allow us to ask more questions, but at least we got a nutshell of what the new law is coming up. I can see that it's advantageous to the management of the coffee sector, and it's up to the sector and the farmers to take care, to pay attention to the new law. Those anticipating entering the farmers, the coffee sector, viewers, you have heard there's a new law. In case you don't know, you need to find out. Mr. Nkandu has said, do your homework. We always say it here. Before you step in, do your homework. That was the link. Thank you for joining us tonight.